In Austin, I'm Darenisha Heron. Neighbors in Southeast Austin are feeling more at ease after crews cleared a homeless camp they say has been a nuisance for years. But the property owner says it may not stay clear for long. Here's Jessica Cha.
This is the entrance of a massive encampment off of East Altworth Road, and cleanup for it has begun. Neighbors we spoke to say this has been a long time coming and something they're happy to see. The woods was all that surrounded Margaret Garcia's house when she moved in 52 years ago.
You hear the coyotes.
But as the landscape has evolved,
It changed with the apartments that started building around us.
so have the sounds in the woods.
They get into fights, the dogs get into fights.
Garcia says the camp popped up 10 years ago.
They've been there a long time and they have increasingly got worse.
Garcia says along with concerns about crime, most recently there was a fire in the camp in January, and she and her neighbors have been scared ever since.
The police can't do anything about it. The only ones that would actually do it would be the people that own the property.
The Douglas Landing Apartments own the property. A spokesperson from their parent company told KVUE the city code department ordered them to clean it up on May 21st. He says they always comply with code and keep the property clean, but every time they clear it, people come back. They say the situation is beyond their control and need help from APD. But the sounds of cleanup are music to neighbors' ears, like Garcia's.
Wonderful. I wish it would keep it that way.
In Southeast Austin, Jessica Cha, KVUE News.
Cap Metro now has its own police department. On Friday, the agency swore in 12 people total, a police captain, 2 sergeants, and 9 transit officers. 5 to 7 of the officers will be deployed to the streets with supervisors. Chief Eric Robbins says their strategy is to build up their department first. So right now, the idea is to put officers in areas where there's more traffic and visibility.
Well, we will do everything we can to make sure everyone on the system is safe. We will have a visible presence. We will work within our network to continue to work with partnerships, get the word out, get the message out, and definitely do everything we can to keep them safe.
The first set of transit police officers are expected to be out in the streets starting June 16th, while the others will be in training before getting deployed. And this all comes after a man was stabbed to death on a Cap Metro bus in South Austin last month. Austin police say 31-year-old Deepak Kendall killed 30-year-old Akshay Gupta because he looked like his uncle. Gupta was a tech worker who recently moved to Austin with dreams of starting a company to help the elderly. And Austin food truck owners celebrated a victory this weekend after city council members voted to bring health inspectors to the trucks directly. Under the new rules, owners will no longer have to shut down for annual safety and health inspections and move their trucks to an inspection facility in North Austin. Manuel Betancourt owns 16 food trucks. He says he's been praying about this decision because it's a complicated process.
Told you every time you have to move it, you have to close, you have to take out all the tools and all the product to go there. So of course you ended up losing a lot of opening time.
Though the new permits come with an added cost, city officials say many owners would rather stay stationary than deal with the complications of moving. The program takes effect this month. The Texas Secretary of State's office identified some potential cases of non-citizens voting in this year's past November election. Secretary of State Jane Nelson says she has turned those names over to the state attorney general's office for investigation. Documented cases of non-citizen voting are very rare. As KVUE's Daniel Perot reports, we are talking about 33 potential cases out of 11.3 million Texans who voted in last November's general election.
Anytime a non-citizen votes, it diminishes the vote of every citizen.
Texas Secretary of State Jane Nelson says she sent dozens of names to the Texas Attorney General's office to investigate whether they voted as non-citizens in the November 2024 general election. Officials identified the cases by using a federal database maintained by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, which President Donald Trump gave the states access to in a March executive order. Nelson says it's a game changer for identifying individuals who should not have voted in the last election and confirming the naturalization of dozens more.
There is no credible evidence of widespread non-citizen voting in Texas. None.
Texas is part of a pilot program to improve the database's functionality. It's not clear where the voters are from or how long they were on the voter rolls for. The announcement comes days after the end of the legislative session, where a bill to require Texas voters to show proof of citizenship failed to pass.
It is very well worth our efforts to secure our elections to make sure that only those who are here legally vote.
During a press conference in April, critics called it a solution in search of a problem because Texas law already requires voters to be U.S. citizens, and it's something that rarely happens.
Only U.S. citizens vote in elections in Texas. All voters affirm their current U.S. citizenship at the time of registration and do so under penalty of perjury.
Last year, Governor Greg Abbott announced Texas had removed more than 6,500 non-citizens from its voter roll since 2021. Though a later investigation by ProPublica, the Texas Tribune, and VoteBeat found that number was just 581. The others were eligible voters who did not respond to letters asking about their citizenship.
That was Daniel Perot. While Texas state law already bars non-citizens from voting, state lawmakers are seeking to make it clear that that is the case. They advanced a proposed amendment to the Texas Constitution to explicitly prohibit non-citizens from voting. It will go before voters for approval on the November ballot. The Texas Longhorns are back home in Austin as national champions. They took down Texas Tech in the Women's College World Series. Fans packed McCombs Field Saturday night to celebrate the big win. There were speeches, celebration, and fireworks.
I think it's a testament to obviously everyone that's come before us. They've helped us get ready and then have just paved the way. But it means the world. It's obviously a dream of us as kids. And so to be able to do that, like CDC said, you can't take that away from you. Being the first is special.
Fans who made it out were also some of the first to bring home championship gear. Congrats to the Longhorns softball team. Meanwhile, there is a continued push to bring more professional sports teams to Austin. The Austin Baseball Commission, LLC, held a community event on Sunday. The co-founder and chief operating officer of ATX MLB said organizers have located possible sites for a stadium. While we don't know exactly where they are looking, they say the effort is getting lots of interest from new investors and local businesses who want to help. Those are the headlines here in Austin. I'm Darenisha Heron.